One, two, one, two, one, two. Let's get it, man. So what's up, everybody? This is for those that's in Facebook land and YouTube land. What's going on? This is Sante and the place to be. And I'm gonna try to stay focused. Let me see, one, two. I'm gonna try to stay focused and not look everywhere but into the camera because I got a TV right here that's showing me and going from there. But I will check every now and again to see if I get any comments or whatnot. But today, I just really wanted to come to you guys. I'm going to start doing a series called Behind the Lens. And Behind the Lens is basically about what it takes, well, the perspective of an entrepreneur that does work like what I do. I like what I do. Um, Videographer, photographer, maybe a live streamer, somebody that's doing journalism work um, or journalism work far as, print, writing, authors and stuff like that. So behind the lens is just more of a plethora uh, for people, that may have a creative streak. But I want to talk about, with this, I want to keep it really primarily focused, on the artistic and the the things that um, videographers and photographers and stuff go through. I'm so behind the lens. I'm going to talk a lot about. I'm going to talk a lot about. How to charge, um, maybe technical type of stuff, and it's a little bit different because usually when I come on, I'm talking about like social issues, but I might have a different podcast for that. But it's strictly about the business and things that also clients and customers should know, and then for people that want to know going forward. So I ask you, whoever is watching, if you could please share. I really appreciate it. But we here at the pod today on a Saturday. I know some football going on, so I appreciate whoever watching and shared. I appreciate that. But I'm gonna do this a lot more often. But man, business has been pretty good at Effigy Media Arts. God has been a wonderful God. He has blessed me continuously to do what I love doing, and I believe that He's gonna continue to open doors for me and help me get better and better, and hopefully bring more great people into my life. I really appreciate God for what He's doing for me and Effigy Media Arts and the people that He brings into my life. But the pod is again not separated from Effigy Media Arts. It is part of it, and it's a place where I can come and do some editing and some work from, but it's also a place where you can have your own podcast. So I got different camera angles going on. You know what I'm saying? I got different camera angles. I got different lighting schemes. Um, and pretty much you can have it your way. I got a thing that's going to be called Code Blue. Code Blue is going to be a special that I'm doing here at the pod, and you can look for that on my website pretty soon. So that's going to be effigyimages.com. That's EFFIGY images, just how it sounds, images, nothing funny, .com. And you'll be able to go onto the pod page, and you will be able to see that, you can go on the pod page, and then you'll be able to see what, is being the offers will be. But I'm getting some advertisement printed out, and I'm going to really start pushing. I haven't had a chance to really, I spent a lot of energy, man, from the start of this year up to now, uh, getting everything prepared and trying to secure clients. But not only that, it's still satisfying my clients that use me for the things that I do, like the audio. I'm sorry, the audio, but the video production side of the game that I do, as far as doing promotional videos and things for nonprofits and government agencies and things like that. So I've been really just trying to keep all of that in reins and build on what I'm doing right here. So it's been working out. And now that we're entering into the fall, because I got this space around. Let's say March. So March until now, I was been able to get everything situated in here. There's a couple other things that I would like to do. I'm Now that I'm very settled in here, I'm seeing some additions that I need to probably do. Some lighting. I got some reflectors. I got different ways to capture audio. I got some, like say, reflectors, some different audio and lighting schemes that I can do. I can use different angles in the room. I'm kind of seeing different things that I can do in this room to be able to give a good product. So now that we're moving into the fall, and I've been able to get through the thick of the spring and the summer, and been able to sustain. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking forward to now that, because usually sometimes it depends on what's going on, but in the fall time, winter time, sometimes this can be the season where things, depend on your clientele, things can kind of slow down slightly. I don't want things to slow down slightly at all on the other end of the spectrum of the business, but it's just how it is sometime in videography, the video world. Sometimes, it's just like different industries. Mortgage industry might slow down, so it can slightly slow down. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna give myself the opportunity, if it does begin to slow down just a tad bit, which I'm not claiming that. What I mean, the video business is gonna be consistently busy. I'm claiming that because I'm always gonna give my all to it and do what I'm supposed to do for it. But I will be able to put a little bit extra time that I cleared out all the things that needed to be done over the summer and the spring. And now really, because now that people, and this is the good thing for you guys that may be listening, that for all you guys that may be listening, I don't want to not pay attention to what's going on here. But when the fall comes, usually this is where your viewership will go up if you're consistent, if you're doing a podcast or you putting out any type of material or content, because people are in the house more. It's cooler, it's colder, it's wetter outside, it's icky. People want to be inside, but they want good content from somebody. They want to hear something of substance or whatnot. They want to be entertained. At the end of the day, people want to be entertained. We all want to be entertained, and they want to be able to connect. And like I put a flyer out yesterday, but I got these little cards that I'm going to start getting, and they little neat things. So I'm going to start getting these out to people with the code blue at the back. And what I say on that card is raise the volume. Let's raise the volume together. So what I want to do over this fall, running into the fall running into winter, is I want to be able to give everybody an opportunity, now that the summer is out, to have a place where they can come talk about their platform. Either it is a nonprofit, it's a religious platform, sports. Hey, we're going back into football. Sports. I got a couple of partners big into football. Reggie Wins, all the terrific things that he was doing. I was helping him a couple years in last year, last football season, doing football and doing a live stream show with him. But it was kind of hard because there wasn't a place to do it. Now there's a place. So it's a lot of people that have a lot of stuff on their mind. They have no place to do it. And this is where the pod come in. A lot of people that do art or authors, or a lot of people that do paintings, they don't have a place to go particularly, but now they have a place to come and they can do this. And this is what the pod is all about. I'm trying to fill up the roster, y'all. So I don't want you guys to be late, because we're going to have it bumping and jumping up in here to the point where these people are going to be like, Sante, listen, we know, you got your pie, but maybe we don't have to give you a bigger space. And that's what I'm looking to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking to increase not only my footprint, but I want to increase your footprint, and what you do. So like I say, sports, religious, arts, psychological things, fitness, anything that you can think of, you could come here and have a platform for it. You can either, I'm gonna tell you where you can go for it, like the platforms you can go, but not only the platforms you can go, you can either do it yourself. As far as the platforms, there's a couple of ways that you can do it. So a lot of times the easiest way, because I've been doing this for a long time, people will commission me to go ahead and just send it out to their YouTube and Facebook. And that's a good thing. No, those are the easiest and those are the cheapest routes. Another way is not only so that's a video podcast, or it's a it's because a podcast, and what people really don't understand is podcasts are actually just audio recordings. When you say podcast, it's just audio, really. So the video podcasting is fairly kind of new. It's not what people think when it comes to podcasting. Like I said, it's just podcasting is just audio, really, and it's just taking that audio file and somebody is putting it onto a platform like Spotify, um, Apple, iTunes, iHeart, what's another one called Podcastorial. There's different platforms that you can put it on. But the video podcast has really blown up over the last couple of years, because podcast been going on for a long time. That's really all a radio show is. When you're listening to Mason in the morning, when you're listening to WJLB, you're listening to your favorite person on the radio. That's all it is. It's a podcast. So with the video podcast, people want to see who they're connecting to. That's when you watch the Breakfast Club. Actually, when you watch the Breakfast Club and the what's up, Trev? What's going on, family? I'm glad that you popped in. Share this for me, man. But when you're watching a video podcast, like say something far as the Breakfast Club, they have a podcast format, even though it's radio. So again, I want you to remember, podcasting is really just audio. It just became popular to do video podcasting in the not too distant past. But every platform, everything that a person is doing needs some type of visual podcast. There's like doctors' offices in where I'm at, and there's some young ladies up top that do a lot of interesting things. It's a doctor, and I'm going to talk to her and get with her. But they do a lot of interesting things. So she have a social media platform. But I know one of the things that may be missing is that video component or the podcasting, where she can talk more with her about her experiences, what she does, and connecting with clients. So not only is it podcasting or video podcasting a very important thing, it can build your business. It can build your brand, quote unquote. It can, if you're trying to sell books, you're trying to sell a movie, or you're trying to, whatever you're trying to do, it can let the buyer, the consumer, the people know about you, which is very, very important, because how else will people know about you unless you advertise yourself, unless you put an investment into yourself? So every nonprofit, every church, every person that's having something that they're trying to sell, T-shirts or whatever, they need to have some type of platform where they sell themselves. So I really think podcast is for everybody. Video podcast. I think the audio podcast is great too. But the easiest point of entry, if you ask me, the easiest point of entry for podcasting is let's say you come here. Let's say you just come here, right? Like, yeah, y'all gonna come here because you ain't got nowhere else to go. If you want to go somewhere else, you got to go all the way to Royal Oak, Detroit, all out in Southfield. They're gonna charge your arm like you need to come here. But the best thing to do is come here. We have a little consultation. You talk and tell me what you're looking to do weekly, bi-weekly, what you're looking to do. But the easiest point of entry is just to do it on Facebook Live and YouTube. Easy. You can set up an account or whatever the case. I take care of all the audio. I take care of all the video. And that's just as simple as that. You can have your video podcast going just that quick and simple, going to Facebook Live and YouTube Live. That's it. And you can start your show and people can begin to follow you and be looking forward to you, because I'm going to tell you all the truth. I mean, I used to do YouTube consistently and religiously like 10 years ago. I was very popular at YouTube until one point in time I just stopped because I was going a little too far. I was pressing the envelope. And I think I was just, this is before you could get away with a lot of stuff, but but the thing is, people start looking for you. Your client, and if I was selling something or doing something, like had a business mind state back 10 years ago, I would have been able to probably promote my business or sell something. But the most part with your podcast, you're selling yourself. It's not like, everybody loves clothes. Everybody loves music, but it's not usually with your music that they're connecting to or the item that they're connecting to you. And if people like you and they like the way that they feel that you're genuine and you connect with them, they will listen to you, and whatever that you have to say, they will listen to far as advice, and they will take that. And I noticed that with social media. So if you have something that you need to say or something that you want to promote, or there's an idea that you need to say, there's always an audience for you. I don't care what it is that you do. You could be making costumes or Halloween costumes or candy making. There's anything that you want to do, you can do and talk about it. You have an audience. Iron, steel workers. I'm going to be approaching mechanics. Like, people don't know me. I go to anywhere and ask them, how can I help them? And if they ain't tell me no, that's fine with me. I'd rather take a slow no than a fast yes, because sometimes a fast yes person will come back and change their mind. So, that's the easiest point of entry. And anybody that's watching this, I please ask you guys to, I like to ask you guys to go ahead and hit the share button for me. But I'm gonna be doing this a lot more often now that we're entering the fall time. So, with that being said, so then there's other parts of it. You can have it go into Facebook and YouTube. That could be your beginning stages, because it's free platforms. But then you also have paid platforms. Like, you have, I'm just giving you the platforms, but they do have adult fans. You can adults only, or fan pages, things like that, where you can fans only. I'm sorry, where you can take your podcast and put it on a platform like that, and a person has to pay directly to get your content. Patreon, another one. You can put your content on there. And once and I say that's further down the rabbit hole. Once you begin to get a popular foothold on Facebook and YouTube, and a person is following you, and you got a real following, you can go over to those other platforms that's a little less constricted, and you can go over there, and give exclusive live streams or exclusive podcasts. You can do that there too. Also, like I said, there have audio options where you can go to iTunes. You can go to not only iTunes, you can go to, I'm going to read a comment in a second. You can go to iTunes. You can go to iHeartRadio, Pinnacle, all these other places. You can have that audio file from the video stripped and just packaged and upload to MP3. And these are all services that I do. Also, the other services that I do up in here, to help you, where you can get your content cut up into shorts, or, I give you the raw, footage, or I give you the footage of the actual, or it's already on YouTube or Facebook. You can take the footage of your live stream and you can cut it up and put it up and make shorts, put it on Instagram, put it on TikTok and things like that. So at the end of the day, I think us all, there are reasons now more than ever, I believe, that podcasting or turning up the volume together is more important now than ever, because everybody's going through something, you know what I mean? And sometimes a lot of people feel alone. I know when I started doing what I was doing, there's not many people I could talk to. I had the University of YouTube, and things like this helped me, like hearing somebody talk about what they do, what their ambition was. And because a lot of times the people around you, maybe you can't get the encouragement that you feel like you need, but sometimes somebody on the other side of the lens, the person behind the lens, which is me. This is what this quote unquote podcast is going to be called, Behind the Lens series. But, usually by time you can connect with somebody that's behind the lens, and that's what I noticed. A lot of things that I do and a lot of things that I've learned is because I watch YouTube or Facebook or Vimeo or something. And I got some knowledge, or I got some understanding, or I made a connection. And that person on the other side of the lens, maybe on the other side of the world, helped me get through and everything like that. So what's up, V? Keep up the great work. Thanks, Trev. Appreciate that. Love you too, brother. It brings a more, yeah, it does. So it does bring a more intimate connection, and it does bring a more thorough yeah, it brings a more thorough excuse me, my thought pattern got slayed up a little bit, but it does bring a more better connection. It brings a more thorough I say a more thorough way of just communicating overall. So Behind the Lens, this podcast that I'm going to be doing, trying to do weekly. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to try to go ahead and stay consistent, depending on clientele needs, but being consistent. And I'm going to be coming talking about the things that, as a creator, business guy, trying to do what I'm doing, the ills and things like that, the ills, the ups and downs of videography, um, you know, um, the things that you have to go through, and one of the big things that I had to overcome when I first started is it took at least a good, I've been doing it, I say effigy for 10 years, but literally it didn't have a life for at least out of those 10 years, only 6, 7 of those years really like had life. I really didn't make no profit or, really make any money really up until like a couple years ago. And it take a long time because sometimes you don't see any profit. You don't see any, it's hard to, when you're doing this type of work, because I'll be honest with y'all, a lot of time people don't even really count a videographer as a real job. People they want or they need this type of thing. I mean, but they don't understand that it's a job. And the hours that it really takes to actually get somebody something, the investment that it takes in camera equipment. And usually the camera is not the camera is not the most expensive thing that usually it is that a person has to purchase. It's the lens. You can use a lens that's actually uh, you can use a lens that's actually $2,000, $3,000, and your camera is actually worth 400. And it's all about the lens. And I think that's what, as a personal, as a personal thing, as from me to you or you to whoever, it's the perspective. The lens is it's what's bending light. It's what's making your perception. And the lens is very important. So those one of the things, like lenses cost a ton. To have a library of lenses to get the type of capture that you need. Not only that, audio sources, lighting. So you can spend a lot of money doing this type of work and never make money for a long time. So you have to really have a passion. So I really tilt my hat out to a lot of guys that do this from around where I'm from. I only know a couple like that for real, but the ones that I know, I really salute. They doing well. They doing good. They stuck with it through the highs and lows. I know because it's a hard business. It's a hard business, and then sometimes you can hit that road where you kind of rolling for a nice little period of point of time, and you hit your stride. Only if you stick with it though, because it is a very hard business, and then you got to do more than everyone else. You know what I mean? So it's like but it's a rewarding business. So I like to go ahead and salute a lot of the guys that I know that doing this. Meezy is one guy. Me and him never worked together, but I'm gonna have Meezy. I'm gonna try to get Meezy one day. We come in here, and Reggie Branner. That's another one that I know that's around the way. He's, man, both of these dudes dynamic. I was watching a lot of stuff of Meezy. What was it? A couple of days ago, watching Meezy, and man, great. In what he does, and we all got our own lane. We all don't have to do the same thing. Like that's the perfect and the best thing about it. We all have a different offering. We not crowding. And we all got our own set of how we dealing with it. But so Reggie Branner, I really like his work. I like Meezy. I like B Rut. And those are some of the guys that I know. And what's my man name? Cantrell. I've been seeing him a lot often, man. I know he's a photographer, and he's man, I'm seeing him at a lot of stuff. And, so these guys, I mean, they have a passion for it. And I know we have dealt and been through the same types of ups and downs trying to do what we do, So I really appreciate those guys and what they do. But that's what Behind the Lens is going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about business plans, because there's a lot of stuff that I need to learn. I'm not, 100%, everything that I need to know, but I'm willing to try, and I'm willing to learn and get knowledge and understanding, because I want to have a long career in this. This is all I really want to do for the rest of my days. Uh, God willing. You know what I'm saying? But I like to, but also doing videography, you got to learn how to diversify for those times, because yeah, you can just get by doing videos, um, but you're gonna need something else too after a while. You know what I'm saying? So this is one of the reasons why the pod came across the pipeline, is because, you know what, I want to be able to do the pod. I mean, I want to be able to do videography, but I also want to be given different offerings. I want to expand. So there's going to become times that you want to expand, and that takes money. So those are the types of things that I want to talk about here at the pod, to help people get a better understanding of what the videographer goes through. You know what I mean? Understanding that the videographer, this is what the videographer knows certain things. You know what I'm saying? That the regular person don't know when it comes to this type of work. And you got to trust them. You got to trust them. You got to trust the videographer, but you also got to understand, like I say, a lot of people don't count it as a real job, because they're not, more or less at a restaurant or picking up a hammer and nails or doing something. This is a hard job. And it's physically taxing, and physically taxing. You can, holding the camera for an extended period of time. A lot here. One of the issues that cameramen have that a lot of people don't understand is back issues. Holding the camera different type of ways, bending, twisting, turning, even though the camera is technically not really heavy, but when you holding it for a long time in certain directions, so a lot of videographers have headache problems, neck and back problems. That's why they come up with these braces and a lot of things like that. So it's a lot. It's a lot. But I would like to touch on that. I'd like to touch on the financial piece, getting paid, how videographers can get paid. Market value versus let's put it like this: fair market value versus the buddy discount. You know what I mean? And that's usually what you're going with when you first start out. You're gonna be doing a lot of stuff for dang near nothing. And that's how it was for me. Honestly, I was doing a lot of stuff for like a lot of nothing. But it was okay. I was upset about it then, you know what I mean? Like, dang, but this is how you got to look at that. You got to look at it as like, okay, well, you have to practice on somebody. You know what I mean? And so if somebody's giving you an opportunity to do something, they're giving you a little something, make sure you get something for it. Never do anything for experience. Never do anything for experience. Now, if you want to give somebody a solid and do something for them, that's different. You do that. If you feel like being charitable and doing something for somebody, nothing wrong with that. But for the most part, 99% of the time, you make sure you do something for some type of monetary. But there will be people that come to you and be like, hey, this is the line that they run on a lot of videographers when they first start, because it was on me for a long time. Come do this. We will, you do this. I help you get out there and do blah, blah, blah. And they'll never do it. So you'll wind up doing a lot of stuff for free. I did some stuff for free. And again, I didn't know what I was doing. But that's okay. That's okay. Even if you don't know what you're doing, it's still your time. You're still doing something. You still had a camera that you purchased. You still have a lens that you purchased. You have some type of investment that you put in to be able to do this for a person for free, quote unquote. Even though you not an expert, you don't know 100% what you're doing, you still. I'm sure. Am I still going here? I'm still going. Okay, here we go. But there's still something. There's still something that you're putting in the pot in order for the person to be able to get it for free. So I would always advise never do anything for free. Only do things for free. Now I ain't gonna say quote unquote free. Just do, if you want to really do something for somebody and you want to help them out, then that's one thing. So you can go into it with the attitude like, I'm just doing this as a solid. But always try to get paid for whatever you're doing, because, it's at the end of the day, you put something into it. you put some you put some sweat equity into trying to get the equipment that you got to in order to do it. So that's a lot of the game that a lot of people do when you was be starting out. So that's a lot of the stuff that I want to talk about behind the lens. Be able to talk to some new kid, some new kids on the block, you know what I mean, and be able to probably give them some advice or some guidance that I didn't have. Again, there wasn't a lot of people to pull advice from, but the ones that were, did give me, the ones that I did know that had some experience, they did give it. So, that's what Behind the Lens is going to be about. But it's like I say, it's going to be a plethora in between that and promoting the business here and letting you guys know what's coming up next. So I want you guys to be on the total lookout, man. I'm so happy and I'm so blessed. You know what I'm saying? The guy gave me the strength to sustain, be able to have a good summer. You know what I'm saying? It's been a good, safe summer and been able to go ahead and, meet all my needs and some of the wants that I wanted to do. So I appreciate God for everything that he's done for me. And not only that, I appreciate all the people that have supported FG Media Arts and the pod. I haven't been able to market it and promote it like I needed to just of yet, but we about to get into it, and we about to get into it heavy in the next week or so. And I'm getting and ramping things up. Be looking out for a lot of deals that are going to be coming your way, a lot of specials that will be coming your way. And be looking out for the Code Blue special. The Code Blue special is the special that, you guys don't want to miss, because this will give you to get your opportunity to come do a podcast here at the pod. Basically, you know what I mean, close to almost free. I ain't gonna say free all the way, but almost free. So I'm just be coming up with packages for everybody, because I want everybody to have the opportunity to be able to do this. And I want to help you get there, and I want to help you do that, and I want to help you promote your business. You know what I'm saying? And here's one of my mottos too before I step out of here and go ahead and close everything out. Here's one of the things that I want to really point out. My goal is everybody that makes money, or everybody that spends money with me, I want them to make money. I have a pretty good track record too. On the video end. If someone hires me to do a video, these videos and things that I do are basically helping that organization, whatever it is, make money. It's promoting them to the point where and that's what I want to do. That's what it's all about, where we can feed each other. If you come to me, my goal is to get you to get some money. You know what I mean? And to at least get, and if it ain't that, to get what you need out of it. And currency ain't always money sometimes, but I want to be the mediator between what you want and what you need. You know what I'm saying? That right in there, because there's a space in there, and that's where I'm at. So come on, and let's raise the volume together here at FG Media Arts, the pod. I appreciate y'all. I got some things to do. I really wanted to do this. This is something that I've been wanting to do. I just haven't had the chance to be consistent with doing it because I've just been so busy. And in between being busy, I've been trying to find moments of rest too at the same time. And so that's another thing. I know we all are, the world is more crazier and busier and now than ever, but if we got to find times for ourselves too, you got to find times for yourself. Don't overburden yourself. I know some of us we have to really go hard in the paint, and that's cool. That's cool. We got to do that sometimes. But the thing is, you got to make sure that you're well and that you're doing okay. Believe me, I know you have to do it. You have to do it, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So whatever you're doing and your ambition is, make sure that your ambition also is to make sure you get a little bit of rest, because that's going to keep you mind clear, number one, and it's going to be able to help you sustain and go further. You have the energy to do it, so take a little break when you can and whatnot. Please reach out to me. You can reach me on a DM on Facebook. You can look in the comments on YouTube, write in the comment. You can visit Effigy Media Arts, that's EFFIGY images.com, or effigy.images@gmail.com. You can leave also a message or send me a message on the website. You can do that. So there's many ways to get with me. And then I have my phone number, which is public record. Everybody can come and set up an appointment. You can come here and check out the pod and see what was going on here. And it's a cozy, sweet spot. You will like it. I think you will like it once you come. But be looking for more promotions. Be looking for more promotions. Also, be looking for more of me to come to y'all and talk about what's going on. One love. Keep God first, family second, and you third. And in that order, you should never be last, because what? The last is made first. And that's I'm a living testimony of that, brother. I'm for real. And sister, for real. The last shall be made first. God first, family second, and you third. In that order, you should never be last, because the last is always made first. One love, y'all. I really appreciate y'all, and I'll be talking to y'all in the next couple of days. Peace.